This is Solomon Davis, Right Side Trader. Today is September 16, 2023, and this is my weekly market review, where I'm reviewing the Russell 2000 on a quarterly chart, monthly chart, weekly chart, and a daily chart. This is all for educational purposes only. As we all know, trading is risky. You can lose money at trading, so please check with your financial advisor. Please check with your significant other before endeavoring into trading. Let's go ahead and take a quick look here and see what we see. The Russell on the quarterly is turning red, The month is kind of doing like we expected. It came down to almost to my mid-level. I know, yeah, no, go there. It came down here to a level that I expected to go to. I am doing spread trades around this stuff and all. Because again, volatility is not that high. Again, when the volatility is not that high, and you're doing spread trades, maybe give yourself a little bit more time. Make sure you get yourself out for enough, and make sure you take your profit when you see your profit, based on what your plan is and your rules are. That's the thing is, because volatility can shoot up quite a bit on you if something crazy actually happens in the market, and you don't want that trade to go bad on you, and you start trying to have to manage it and doing all kind of crazy things. But let me get off the whole trading thing and get back here to this weekly chart. On the weekly chart, we ended up being red again, but like I said, it didn't really do that much. It was down here at the bottom, and it kind of stayed down here at the bottom. I have a level. This was a supply level here. This little group here, where it was consolidating, and it actually went up a little bit, and it came back down here in this little area again. So that's what I'm kind of looking at. That's why I got this line here in this area, because it had a hard time getting above this area, and it did finally get above this area. Now it's back down here at this area, and we got to just see what it's going to do. It's on any kind of pop and plan. The drops has been really pretty nice, but it just wasn't that much, this week. And let's take a quick look at the daily chart. See, as you can see here on the daily chart, this thing kind of like went sideways. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I got my line here and here. This is not that big of a range here for the Russell, but that's about how the Russell is. But let's go ahead and zoom in a little bit, where you can get a little closer look, and we're gonna go ahead and wrap this up. Let me maximize this quarterly chart. Maximize. As you can see, we got a red thing. We are still fighting to stay above. I think this is a 7 and 18 that I actually put on here that I use a lot, for some things, and it's doing that. We was below that, was trying to get above that, and we got above that, but now look like we're trying to get back below that, and it's actually turning red for the quarter. The Russell is one of these ones that we know it can get into that sideways mode and not go anywhere for a few quarters. It actually was kind of going up, and maybe now it's found this a place where it's going to just stabilize and go sideways. So be careful about that. Be mindful of that and what this Russell can actually do. Here on the monthly chart, as you can see on the monthly chart, I'll zoom in a little bit here where you can get a little bit bigger picture. This is my little zone that I have here. I got another little area here, and this is kind of like my trading is kind of based on supply and demand, more so than what people call support and resistance. So I'll just leave it at that. So what I see supply up here actually selling off, going down, actually fighting a bigger supply bar that's back there that this market hadn't been about. This is a minor little area. These are more my major areas that are up here where I expect a downward push. And right here, these are minor, very minor, when I start putting lines in the middle, demand areas, because I've seen the market come down in here based on, really just kind of like based on this one candle here on a monthly picture and go back up. But my real demand levels are way down here. My demand range is way down here. And I have them, yes, they are kind of actually pretty big, because the way I trade, based on my trading plans, I can be a little aggressive, and I have to have room, and I like to have room to manage, and I need to know where to manage to. But as we can see on the red month, we are getting a red month. We are below the 10, so we are getting a little bit more bearish. We can say the Russell is getting into a bear market at this time, but we kind of expect that. And I just want to see what's going to happen next month. I'm kind of being mindful of this level right here, and if it breaks this level here, I'd be looking for this market to actually maybe go back down and test the 1700 level and all. but we have to kind of like wait and see. Let's take a quick look at the weekly chart. On the weekly chart, what we see in here, we had a big week the previous week, but this week was a very small week. So that let me know that they're kind of holding this market up, and we might be close to a bottom. We actually bounced off one of my lines here. This should be a 250 that I have on this chart, and it bounced off the 200 on a weekly chart. You know, that's why I used we see this, we see this a lot. See this a lot on the weekly chart. That's why on the weekly chart I have a 50 and a 200, and I like having those lines there, and because I see that the Russell tends to, whoever the big money is actually maybe using something very similar to that. But as we can see, this market has been going anywhere, and it was just trading near the bottom of this range that actually been in the last like month and a half. That is month, you can say month, you know, that it's been in. And let's take a quick look at the daily chart and kind of wrap this up. As you can see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days, this market was kind of just going sideways here. It was down here on this bottom. Some people can say they can see a head and shoulders here. This could be a shoulder, this could be a head, and this can be a shoulder that it's working on. And if that's true, and the way these patterns usually work out, if they work out and all, this thing can drop more. But our stochastic is not supporting that drop at this time. But if we do see it break this neck level right here, we can expect this thing, like I say, we're talking another 50 points down. So it'll be down in the 1700 level. It won't be at 1700, it'll be in the high 1700s. Between 1750 and maybe 1800, it can actually get where it drops below 1800. So that's what you have to be very mindful of on that downside and what's happening. So, and that's all I really want to share at this time. I hope this has been helpful. I hope you guys had a great week. Hope you guys are having a great weekend, and I'll talk to you next week. Have a good one. Bye.